I'll have a half a
You
cup.
all certainly can take a walk and take a look at the garden.
Some water, Katie.
This is the house of wheelchairs.
Right there.
Could you give me
Hey, you know, whatever works.
one, please?
Get you people out here.
Cameron's gonna get it for you.
Oh, okay.
I want to welcome everybody here. I'm glad that you turned out. It's good to see people.
What's your name?
Oh, my name's Katie, but they all know that.
No.
Oh, all right. You just moved here, but you'll get to know me. I'm loud. You never know what's going to happen in your life, and I landed here 2 years ago, and I thought my life was over. I lived in my own home for 14 years, and I had 3 dogs and 6 birds and a cat, and I had to give up most of my animals, and I thought my gardening days were over. And I sat here in shock the first summer underneath that thing and said, look at all the potential. There's so much lawn and garden beds and there's nothing growing in them. And I started to come up with some gardening ideas, and then in February of 2014, Lynn moved into this building. And when she heard about what I wanted to do, she immediately wanted to help and get involved. And my intentions were very ambitious, but without Lynn's enthusiasm and drive, I know that I wouldn't have accomplished half of what I did. I mean, every morning, 7 a.m., she's calling me up saying, what are we doing today? When are we watering? Let's go, let's go. And I think if she hadn't done that, I might have stayed in bed sometimes. And, you know, she just had so much enthusiasm and just really pushed. And every time, you know, we did something, she was just, you know, so happy to be there. And, you know, the flowers were beautiful that we planted, and the vegetables did so well. And we were able to give, you know, everybody that wanted it produce in the building. To say that I was gutted when she passed away would be very mild. We only knew each other for 6 months, and I've never had a friendship like that where, you know, I became so close to somebody for such a short period of time, and then, you know, she died, and I was so devastated, and I think it's the death. That death affected me more than a lot of deaths in my life in a long time. And, you know, we bonded over the project, and she just became a great friend. And I could never have predicted or imagined that when I moved here. I think it's a fitting and lasting tribute to dedicate the Chor Bishop Bede Community Garden in Lynn's memory. And we got a plaque. A lot of people gave me money last year, and so we bought a plaque, and we're going to mount it in the garden on the rock in a few weeks. And yeah, thank you. And so it says Chor Bishop Bede Community Garden in memory of Pamela Lynn Jassam, September 19th, 1960 to August 24th, 2014. And although we only knew her the short time she lived here, her contributions were immeasurable to the success of our garden, R.I.P.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, that's nice.
thank you everybody that contributed to that, really. And I want to take this moment, to say there were a lot of other really important people that helped with this whole story. And first of all, Karen Costa, she was so supportive of our endeavors, and without her backing behind the scenes, this never would have happened. And then Jack Machado, who was just the scary housing guy that came around with the exterminator, okay? And when I first met him, and without him, the vegetable garden never, ever, ever would have happened. And there was a point at Memorial Day last year, that I thought, you know, it's not going to happen. And Jack bent over backwards, and he made things happen with resources and that I just couldn't imagine. And because of his efforts and ingenuity, we had an amazing harvest. Carol Fiola is another incredible piece of this garden. Her generous financial donation for supplies, as well as her support for the project, really made it come together. Not only she and her husband Ken, they came down the day we broke ground and assisted in the construction and the filling of the beds. And I was just floored at the generosity of the time and labor that both Jack and Carol contributed. It really humbled me and made me all teary because I never, again, could have imagined any of this happening. The Flint Neighborhood Association also contributed hardware for the boxes, and DeMello and Son Landscaping gave us the original loan for the boxes. And recently I met Dr. David Weed, who's the coordinator of Healthy Living in Fall River, and his office has generously donated the components for a new raised bed and also a tumbling composter, which is going to be a really great contribution to our project. And Roland Mello and Marianne Levesque, I mean, thank you so much, and I know you really got behind it after it started to happen and you saw what was happening, and I want to thank everybody that lived here, that a lot of you gave me things, plants, seeds, encouragement. I mean, you know, I just can't say enough. And, you know, it's been a real pleasure, and I'm having fun, and I hope Lynn's looking down on us and smiling at this happy occasion that we're celebrating her life. And she's egging me on, I know, that despite she's not here, and I'm confident she'd be thrilled at this year's improvements and plans. And thank you so much for coming, and hope here's to a great summer of flowers and vegetables. And I'm going to hand it over. Janice, would you like to speak?
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. I didn't know Pam personally, but at this time of the year, when I look around the grounds at Bishop Bede, I feel I know her. I can vision her and Katie seeding, digging, planting, in whichever order, making our grounds look beautiful. They were out there for hours and hours, and I know they were both exhausted. But the labor of love was amazing. One weekend, my brother was here from the Cape. Amen. And he asked me about loud voices outside. Or I should say voice. I told him it was the Julia child of gardening and her helper. I often tell Katie I'm not a flower person, but I'm coming to the conclusion that flowers and I may be getting closer. Of course, it doesn't mean that I'll be out there with a small shovel or gloves too soon. I really just wanted to say that I'm proud to have known Pam for the short time that I did. And what a difference she would have made had she moved here earlier. Everyone here admired what she and Katie did. She is, and I say is, not was, very, very special. God bless you, Pam.
Thank you. Does anybody else want to speak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You people know we're honoring her friend, which was a good friend, a good worker. Now, I saw Katie moving in here, and I looked at her, I said, she's going to do something great in this place. And guess what? I told my wife, she's seeing dirt. And she's going to plant something. So I advised Jack, don't stand near her when she's planting. You'll end up being Jack and the Beanstalk. Now listen, you're doing a fantastic job, and everybody's happy about it. Now listen, I bought something for you that even in the winter, you will cherish this. A rose with a butterfly.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you.
Now this is a hug.
Yes. Oh, that's great.
I said that's the thing to buy.
Thank you.
You're going to look at that every winter.
I will. Oh, please. It was a horrible winter.
Thank you, people.
So we have donuts and coffee, and you can go take a look and see the new box that's been built. And
Oh, wait a minute. Here's a bag. I advise you not to plant that.
No. It's beautiful. I love that. It must be on a magnet. That's cool.
Katie, can I just say that I'm Peter. I'm here for Representative Carol Fiola. She's sorry she couldn't be here today. She knows the importance of the garden to you, Katie, and of course to everybody in the community. So she's with her daughter for her birthday. So she wishes she could have been here, but I'm here in her stead, and I'm happy to be here. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Dr. David Weed. I have been working on a project called Healthy City Fall River for the last 14 years. Anybody ever hear of it? No. No? Okay. Well, we try to get people to do exactly what you're doing here. And this is a great example of the kinds of things that people can do to not only produce healthy food that we need to eat. Remember, donuts don't grow in a garden. But also an opportunity to bend over and stretch and move and do the kinds of things that help us all stay healthier. So I want to commend all of you, and particularly you, Kathy, for all the work carrying on this great tradition here, and an opportunity for people not only this year but years to come. That's going to be one of the best gardens in the city.
I hope
I can
so.
tell. Okay, thank you very much.
You guys are awesome. The peas and the radishes haven't gotten that big. That is for sure. Bring me things.
I think it's worse
No,
to wear.
it's not at all. I know, it's fine. I'll plant them this afternoon.
And
Sit on?
Well, you can solve that problem.
the cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Fromage.
Hey, Helen, I like that with the broom. Hold that up.
Queso.
I got the broom. Nice. You look like you're ready to fly.
Go take one.
Yeah, sometimes I'm
All right,
itchy.
listen, I'm going to show you. See that little